All right. So
I have a pick and a hammer, just for good measure as well. So,
well, don't tell the person what you're doing, and we'll see if they can guess.
well, let's hope I don't smash a window, to be honest.
Well, we have an American to call, so without further
All right.
ado, we're calling Frank now. So hopefully he picks up.
Let's go and talk to Frank.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, it's James from Australia.
Yes.
G'day, Frank.
How are you?
We have Marcus
Nice
as
to
well.
hear from you. Marcus, how are you, son?
Oh, I'm good. How are you, Frank?
Well, you woke me up from a sound sleep. This is crazy around here.
Well, what is going on in your part of the world, Frank?
A lot of crazy things. I think the president's planning something, but I can't make heads or tails of what he's doing. I think he's just trying to get everybody sick again, and I swear, with all these protesters,
James, do you reckon anyone has any idea what the president of the United States is actually doing at the moment?
I don't know. I think while we're trying to guess that, Frank, you should be trying to guess what Marcus is doing, because Marcus is a bit preoccupied on the call right now.
Preoccupied where? Sorry, I'm still trying to wake up.
Yeah, so Marcus is doing something at the moment. You should try and guess what he's actually doing.
Masturbating?
Other than that.
That's a good guess.
I mean, that's
actually,
a good.
to be honest.
I have absolutely no damn clue, son.
It sounds like there's people cheering someone on in the background.
Something's cheering him on, and it's not masturbating.
No.
It's tough. Okay.
It involves a hoe, though.
Sure does involve a hoe.
What kind of?
Okay, if he's involved the hoe, he doesn't have to worry about masturbation because somebody's helping him get his groove on. So I have no clue.
Well, anyway, so Frank, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, as you can tell, I'm from Texas. I come from a little place called Dallas. You might have heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Especially,
where is it?
It's the.
I've never heard of Dallas.
Dallas is right nearby.
Yeah, no, I never heard of it. Sounds made up to me.
Well, check your map, son, and you'll find it.
I don't own a map. This isn't 1975.
Well, get on your goddamn computer and type in Dallas, Texas, and it comes up on the Google search.
Oh, I've only been to Dallas in Melbourne. Is it like that?
I know that.
We like Dallas in Melbourne.
So what would you like to talk about, boys?
Well, supposedly you're running for governor, aren't you?
Well, I've been trying to run for governor for the last 12 years, but nobody wants to myself.
Okay, well, tell us about Greg Abbott then, the Texas governor. Tell us about Greg fucking Abbott. You're supposed to be running against him, so tell us about him.
Sorry, my phone is being a funny bastard. I'm just
nice
trying to
excuse.
see what the hell's going on with it.
Tell us about the governor who you're running against.
Yeah.
Well,
But you didn't think I'd do research on your opponent for this call.
well, almost everybody's my opponent because I just don't give a damn about anybody but my family.
Yeah, but Greg Abbott, he's the guy that you're running against. So how are you going to defeat Greg Abbott?
Easily, with boxing gloves on.
But this is a race for governor, not for a boxing match.
Well, we're Americans. We're proud of our history of violent behavior.
Also, if you're supposedly from Texas, shouldn't you be dueling? Take them out
Well,
back
we
and
found-
shoot at each other.
Well, let's see. If we shoot, that sounds like a more feasible idea. Practice our second thing. Right.
So you're for gun rights for everyone.
Oh, damn straight. I'm a Texas.
Even though you're a Democrat.
On the Second Amendment. Well, actually, I'm a mixture of Democrat, Republican, and who gets a goddamn representative.
All right, I think I'm gonna have to call you back because the line is terrible. I'll call you right
I
back.
agree, son.
Well, that one's
James.
fine.
What the fuck is going on, James? Who are we actually? Are we talking to someone who's running for Democrat, Republic, Independent? Like, does he actually know what he's going on about?
Yes,
That's better.
that's damn better.
Does, yes. So again, tell us how you're going to defeat Greg Abbott, the incumbent governor of Texas.
Well, I'll make sure I find out everything I can find out about the man and use it to my advantage.
Yeah, but if you're supposedly running against him, you should already know about him. Seems like the basic starting point.
Besides, he's got the same name as the dumbest prime minister that came out of Australia in recent years before.
What are they related, are they? Have you found that they're related?
I'm trying to, son. It's not easy. Wasn't it? Got a hell of a time.
What?
I'm trying to stay awake.
Well, were either of you visited by the Easter Bunny?
Not this year, no. Were
Frank?
you in these?
Yes.
Were you visited by the Easter Bunny?
What would I do with the Easter Bunny?
Were you visited by him?
Yes, I was. He came to my place, dropped off some eggs, and then he ran away.
Did he leave you
Next
porn?
thing he gave me something. I don't know what it was, but I made sure I got my 22 out just as he was hopping away.
Because some woman in Florida was charged with putting porn inside Easter eggs.
Oh, my goodness.
This comes from 10WJAR, some Floridian place. Anyway, they in one Florida neighborhood, a bad batch shocked neighbors. A woman is behind bars after she is accused of putting explicit content in Easter eggs instead of candy. That doesn't even make sense. What? So, Frank, in America, do they put things inside the eggs?
Well, some companies do. You know, we kind of get inspired by those Kinder Surprises. You know, those lovely candy eggs. They
Yeah,
are
yeah.
fantastic.
Do you know how fucking good Kinder Surprises would be if they put in there like sex toys and porn?
That'd be great.
Well,
You get a nice little like vibrating dildo or something inside your Kinder Surprise.
yeah, well, we come up. That's why you call it a surprise, because you'll never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
'Cause my Kinder Surprises, and she was shocked to get a 38 caliber pistol hidden in her. And I asked her, "Do you know what you're gonna do with that?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm gonna shoot your ass down."
Wow.
Yeah, she's
Well-
a crazy bitch.
Well, this woman seems like a crazy bitch as well. One homeowner found a fish cracker, a sheet of toilet paper, powdered drink mix, and a crumpled up piece of paper containing pornographic images inside.
Fair enough, as you do.
Yes, well, when you think about it, son, with those parents that don't know how to explain the birds and the bees to the kids, that those pornographic images might help the kids a little bit in a bizarre sort of way.
I agree. I think we should start handing those out.
Because
I'm not
it's showing
against it.
sexual intercourse,
is
and the kids
education,
need to
so-
know, okay, what's sex? And they'd be like reading these magazines, and then they say, oh. And
Not
then they go,
magazines.
oh.
It's just images. They're not putting full-size magazines inside of an Easter egg. That'd be one fucking massive Easter egg.
Well, there are one.
Yeah,
there
well,
are like
that'll be for the
2 pound
big Easter
eggs.
eggs that, you know, those big novelty ones you get from like Snickers bars and Mars cars have, you know, those eggs that are about the same size of a city block.
Yeah. That'd be great. That'd be good to put like a full-size dildo inside of one of those.
Yeah, all I can say is if that Easter eggs are rocking, don't come a knocking.
Oh, I'll come knocking, all right. I'll come
I think most
hunting.
people would come knocking.
You sound like a real horny motherfucker to me right now, son.
We are. That's, can't you hear Marcus jacking off? Those bangs
Exactly.
are- His
Oh, that's what
foreskin
the
going up and
sound
down.
is. That's what that sound is.
Yes.
Keep up the
Yeah.
exercise, son. It's good for the old wrist.
I'm whacking away over here.
Well, do you
Just
know
getting
what I
some-
heard? I
What?
heard a man that masturbates at least once or twice a day has about 50% chance of not getting prostate cancer.
Yep.
So all I can say is you're doing it for the sake of medical science as well for your health.
What
Yeah,
if that
no,
was
I'm
it?
getting
That was
good
what
old
if that's
full
what,
and
how
that's
you
the
prevent coronavirus? Like,
Have a wank.
That's
Yeah.
what it prevent coronavirus. Okay, you
but
didn't
there's a
even
time
follow.
limit. There's a time limit. Like you have 5 minutes to jack off. So like if someone sneezes on you and they have coronavirus, you got 5 minutes. No matter
think-
where you are, you got to quickly jack off, and you need to ejaculate in that time. Otherwise,
I
you're
think
fucked.
plenty of people would happily do that.
Well, make sure you got plenty of tissues or at least a handkerchief in your pocket
Or a
so you
friend's
can
mouth.
catch the results.
Friend's mouth.
Or,
Because you know
or catch it and then make sure you put it away. Or you know how they talk about how if you're gonna sneeze or cough, you like put your arm up and you cough into your arm. Just jack off into
Yeah.
your arm.
Yeah, that'd be a bit tricky, wouldn't it?
Nah, I do it all the time.
Well, I'm just trying to figure out my arm movements on like how the hell am I going to do that?
Well,
You'll
Pretty
you'll
easy.
you'll find some way to work it out. So
anyway, speaking of jacking off, Mother's Day is about to come up. So,
oh yeah.
what would be the best sex toy for Mother's Day, Frank?
Well, my mother has been dead for the last 30 years, so
Perfect.
I'm just trying to think what she would have enjoyed if she was alive today.
No. I think you got to buy her one and put it on her grave. Buy her
Yeah,
a
and
nice
then
big dildo and put it on the grave. You know, like one of those big anal destroyer, massive black dildos. You know how people leave flowers? Leave one of those on her grave.
Mm.
Let her know that you're thinking of her. And then think of her when you jack off later on in her honor. What she
Well,
would've
I'm
wanted.
from Texas. Like I said, son, I'm from Texas. I'm not from Arkansas, where that sort of thing is tolerated.
What do they tolerate in Texas then? What kind of sex toys do they tolerate giving your mom on Mother's Day in Texas?
German Shepherds.
German Shepherds.
Well, you know how you get inflatable women, inflatable men?
Yeah.
Well, we're starting to go into the inflatable dog market. So you
How does
get
that
all
go?
your favorite breeds. You get your German Shepherds, you get the Rottweilers, you get the Dobermans and such.
Now, does that mean that does it have like a dildo on it, or does it have a hole in it? So are you fucking the blob
Well,
German Shepherd, or is it fucking you?
for us men, we get the bitches,
Yeah.
unless we're one of those tutti fruities.
Marcuses, we call them in Australia.
Okay, so if we have Marcuses, they do have the appendage. And the appendage can either have a still motion or it can also vibrate.
Okay.
Well, all I can say is with smartphones and the power of their vibration mechanics now, I think just a cell phone for my mother would have been happy, make her happy.
So
And I
what
was
you're saying,
fucking
what you're saying is that your mom was very easy to get off.
pretty much. Hell, you could throw a beehive by her fanny there, and she'd be making a lot of noise when it started making honey.
Give us an
Yeah,
example. When did you experience this happening once?
Back in 1960, when I was 10 years old.
Go on. You were 10 years old and your mother got off how?
Like I said about the beehive, I got one and I thought it was just a pine cone. She looked at it and said, son, that is not a pine cone. And I said, well, do you want me to put it away? She said, no, just leave it. I'll take care of it. Next thing I know, and I'm like, oh no, she got stung by them bees. And then all of a sudden she comes out and she's smiling. I'm
Ooh.
like, what are you so happy about, Mom? And she said, son, you gave me the best birthday present I could ever ask you for.
Your mom shoved a beehive with active bees up her vagina.
Well, my daddy was out of the picture when I was that age, so what else could I do? You know, I
Caring and
just
loving
decided-
son.
I
a
was
very
being a
caring
loving
son.
son. I was helping her out. And I didn't realize I was helping her out in that way. If I had known, I'd be like, damn, I should have found something with a bit more substance.
Like
Like
what?
someone out of California.
You're a caring son, so that's all that matters.
Yeah, I think that it resonates that you really did care for your mother. So
Yeah. I think that'll resonate with a lot of people, to be honest, that you cared so much that you would help her in such a intimate, profound way.
How?
By doing such a thing.
Which is?
Well, giving her such a wonderful present to give
Which
her
was?
to give her so much pleasure.
Which was?
What was the present exactly again, Frank?
A beehive with bees so she could shove it up her vag.
Well, it's such a wonderful present.
You know what? You know what? The best part about it is the honey would have actually been a nice lube.
Yeah,
Exactly
So-
right. That's
so
what honey's
thoughtful.
good for, son. If it's not good for your cooking, it's good for greasing up the gears, if you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't. Explain in detail.
Well, you slip on the jimmy, you coat your dick in honey, and you stick it in her. And then you're stuck with her for life because you can't get your damn cock out.
Mm. Alrighty. Well, surprisingly, I have a story that follows on from that. This comes
Yes.
from Men's Health. And women are sharing the weirdest things they've used as a dildo.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What are
Alright.
they?
So the first example, the weirdest thing I've used is a mini lava lamp.
Right.
Mini lava lamp. Okay.
I mean, that's good if it stays in one piece, but if you break that thing inside you,
Yeah, you're
that's
fucked.
one fucking awkward emergency room visit.
Yes.
It is very unusual. I can just imagine it. She shoves that thing up her twat, and then next thing you know, her tummy is glowing different colors because you shoved it in too far.
And also, the electricity inside of it's going off, so she's like buzzing and vibrating from the electrical sparks.
Yeah.
It would be a real shocking experience if it was an electrical lamp. Yeah.
Well, it actually just got me thinking. Imagine, I wonder if with coronavirus, if there are more people going into emergency rooms now with weird sexual objects stuck inside them than before. Because if you think about it, more people are at home. They don't have the ability to go out and buy a good sex toy, so they're kind of stuck with what they've got. If they didn't prepare in advance, now they're stuck with whatever random objects are around them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point.
Try and explain that to your ER surgeon. Yes, I shoved this rolling pin up my ass. What were you doing? I was baking brownies. What the fuck do you think I was doing?
Baking a different kind of brownie. That's how you get. That's how you get it out. That's how you get the ingredients out of stuck deep inside.
Well,
that's how you get the best out of it as well.
So. Shit and need a lot of nuts. And there's your brownies right there. You got peanuts in your shit. There you go. You got chocolate brownies right there. All you need to do is have a mouthful of laxative, and then you got fudge sauce to follow on with.
What I love is that Marcus's camera has been stuck for most of this, the last 5 minutes. And he's in a position where he's like bending over to be done from behind doggy style. So it's kind of like he's preparing for whatever.
I'm just looking at the fact that my camera's
Marcus, open your ass and say, son, because you're going to do it anyways.
Frank's going to test you for coronavirus with his special testing methods.
That should be working now.
Gloves, as if you use gloves. Go raw dog, buddy.
Well, I want some kind of souvenir from my friend from Australia. Even if it's just a stained glove with a stain from his shit, then I can say that's an Australian shit. Next to the photo of the biggest Australian shit that I've ever caught, and that's a photo of Scott Morrison.
All righty. Well, you know how when you say you eat a I don't know, something that is like runny or whatever, some like chocolate or something with your hands, and you get a little bit on your hands. Wouldn't that be better to have that on your hands when you're sticking your hand up Marcus's ass?
Well, I'm just trying to think what would be the best thing to have on my hands when I shove my hand up Marcus's ass. Now, let's see. Honey would be a bit too restrictive because it's set and it's all gloopy and all that. Chocolate, that melts too easy and that becomes sticky. I'd probably go for something that contains no sugar and guarantees absolute mobility. So I recommend going a good bottle of Diet
Cement.
Coke.
Oh.
That'd be nice and easy gliding that way.
What about some wet cement?
Sorry?
Wet cement.
Wet
Wouldn't that be
cement.
nice? Yes. Fill out the
hole.
hole.
That's and then all of a sudden your hand's stuck and then you're fucked. How the hell are you going to get your hand out without having to amputate the motherfucker?
That's a dream come true. Imagine getting your hand cemented into another man's anus and then having to live that way and explain.
Do you want to have a look at? Do you want to have a look and you can make an assessment?
I think it might be the new thing.
Yeah, sure. Frank, we just had a full moon over here in Australia. It's that time of year.
The full moon of Australia. Let me guess, Marcus's ass shining bright.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we'll go back to the weirdest dildos that women have used. So number 2 on the list is the gear shifter in my car. I had to try, but my car is too small for it to work very well. I had to be right in the front window for the right insertion and removal angle. Now, imagine getting stuck like that. Like, you decide that you get stuck at home and you want to put something in your ass, so you put the gear shifter in. You sit down on it, and then you're stuck. And then you're stuck, and then you have to go to take your whole car to the emergency room.
Yeah.
Imagine the drive imagine being that person's friend and they call you and get you to drive them to the hospital and you have to drive their car while they're stuck with their gear shifter inside their ass. Dreams come true, don't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes they do.
Very difficult.
Marcus has gone off camera because he had to go jack off to the thought of that.
Making you horny there, son.
It's amazing what happens sometimes.
Oh my God. Okay, the next one. This guy's done it for his wife. So he said, my wife used a curling iron, not plugged in and not hot, but Jesus Christ, imagine it plugged in and hot.
Oh.
And then it says, my ex used various veggies and I once caught her with a candle.
A candle?
Oh, just Well, just thinking about that curling iron just got me thinking. Well, at least that way you can get your pubic hairs nice and straight.
Yeah.
And you can give them a new makeover. Just thought, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure my hairs down there are going to look sexy. And then once that's all and done, I'm going to use this curling iron and get myself off on it. And if I want to really turn up the heat, I'll just switch the damn thing on. Now, that'll really get me hot. Wait a second, this is getting too hot. Let me get,
God, I'm
I
gonna
get
come
it.
from that.
I've heard of red hot pussy, but this is goddamn ridiculous.
Oh God. The next one, the plastic end of a razor. Now, wouldn't it be better to use the razor end of a razor?
I was going to say, if you're going to use an actual razor, use the proper end of it. So
The end of a hairbrush. You know,
End of the hair.
you know what'd be great is to do the end of the hairbrush and then brush your friend's hair.
Yeah,
someone would have done
that
that
would be
for
a very
sure.
kinky experience, wouldn't
Someone
it?
definitely would have done
You
that.
got your hair, you got the bristles exposed. Be like, okay, I'll just flex my hips around and I'll give you a makeover in your hair, dude. You're
Someone
gonna look so
definitely
good
would have done
afterwards.
that.
What would be really awkward is if they had knots in their hair and then it kept getting stuck, and so you're trying to.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this asshole doesn't know how to brush hair properly. God, yanking all this hair out of my head.
Yeah, I reckon there's a chance of that happening.
Another one said the end of a hairbrush, but that's repeating. A wine bottle. Again, that's pretty.
A wine bottle, yeah,
fucking
that's
awkward.
commonplace.
Now,
Depends what can.
what do you reckon would be better to stick up your ass? A red or a white? What goes best with anal tissues?
I would
Probably
suggest probably
white.
going with the white, yeah.
Why?
Oh, sorry. Unless it's that time of the month,
Well-
then you can go with the red.
Yeah,
If it's
that's the
red-
advantage of red is that you wouldn't notice.
Yeah.
With the red, you wouldn't know what's coming out of you if it's wine or if it's blood. You got to figure that out. And if you're not game enough to take a little taste, then exactly, my point exactly. Go with the white.
Imagine using a full bottle of wine, you shove it up there, and then you serve it to people.
Yeah,
I'm sure someone's done that.
Special wine. It's got a nice bouquet of ass.
Ass,
A bouquet of
vagina.
ass. I can just imagine it. Where'd you get this from? Donald Trump's cellar?
It probably did taste like that,
Maybe.
so every chance.
The next one is a thick metal pan, not the writing side, obviously, though. If I remember right, I think I took the ink thingy anyway, so thick
Yeah.
metal pen. So probably wouldn't have mattered. Jesus Christ. Now that'd be fun to write with. Imagine writing an essay with a pen inside your ass.
Oh. But then that would be exceedingly difficult because you wouldn't be able to see what you're writing because
No, wait. Imagine that's how you do your signature. And then from now on, like you do it a couple times, and then from now on you have to repeat it because it's on documents. So if they verify it, it has to be the same. And you don't know how to replicate that with your hand, so you got to redo it with your butt.
well, I don't know what to say about that. That's insanity. But you can always try. You can always try.
Oh, I will.
And all I can say is people would see that signature and say, that was signed by an asshole.
I don't even get what you just said.
I said, because you're signing with the pen that shoves up your ass.
Yes.
You sign it off a document, you hand it to people, and they'll look at it and say, that was signed off by an asshole.
Yeah. Well, in your case, it would be
Actually
true twice.
Yeah, true on two meanings. One asshole is in
Your ass,
sphincter,
and then the second one is in you're an asshole.
Some ass you are.
Now this is a good one. The butt end of a pool cue. You get really creative when you're a college student or on a student loan. Yes.
Yeah, try hitting the side pocket that way, son.
Imagine that's your trick shot.
Yeah,
it out
that
of the
would be
bar.
a hell of a good trick shot. Hey, I'm gonna.
I think people would be impressed with that.
My ass, and I'm gonna get that 8-ball in the left center pocket.
What about the chalk? I like to chalk my arsehole
Oh,
when I when I line up a shot. That actually gets me
well,
thinking, what if you play pool, but instead of playing it with sticks, you play it with erect penises, and then you chalk up your penis to play your shot?
well, make sure you put the chalk in the lady's mouth. Then you
Ladies,
get
man.
nice and buffed up perfectly.
Oh, okay. And then she sucks the guy off, and then he plays his shot.
Exactly right. But make sure that she doesn't polish the end of your dick too much because you wouldn't be able to play pool for a while.
Oh, I can play it no matter what.
So you can stay hard for about 10 minutes. There you go. Good on you.
10 minutes. I play full games, 3 hours.
Well, I'm an old man, son. It's hard to get it up at times. You know that.
Yeah, Marcus knows about that.
So thinking.
Yeah, I can relate to the old erectile dysfunction.
What's
Or is
some
it
what's some
just
tips
that
for
you've been
that?
jacking off too much, son?
How do we get over erectile dysfunction?
Looking at some pretty woman's naked body, there you go. That'll get me going.
Yeah, but Marcus isn't into women, so how is he
Oh,
going?
okay. I'm just trying to think. Look at the naked picture of Justin Timberlake.
Nah, he's not Marcus's type either.
Okay, then look at a picture of a shaven goat.
Nah, he's not into that either.
Okay, so I guess he's more into looking at himself and getting off.
No, he's more into he's more into like goldfish.
Goldfish.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's his thing.
Oh, find yourself a good picture of a gorgeous gill guppy and just go crazy, son.
He likes goldfish lingerie.
Can you
Goldfish
explain what that
lingerie,
is to the
my
people
lord.
out there,
Sorry, what?
James? Can you explain what goldfish lingerie is?
Well, obviously, it's lingerie for goldfish.
So can you give them some
Nothing
more
like a
intimate
pair of
details?
suspenders on a pair of gills.
Or a nice slutty house French maid outfit on your goldfish.
That sounds hot.
It does
Marcus
sound
is
hot.
now standing so that his dick is basically on the camera, so that was
Pretty
perfect
much,
timing
yes.
for
I did time that perfectly.
showing off his erection. All right, well,
Yeah,
sorry.
so I guess those 2 inches are coming to good use, hey, Marcus?
That's pretty
They are,
generous.
yes, very much.
That's very generous. Well,
1.5
speaking,
then.
no, not even that. Speaking of which, this comes from Men's Health. It is entitled PSA, a dating app for people with tiny penises is just launched. So, Marcus, you're in.
Yeah, I did hear about this.
How? How the fuck did
Well-
you hear about this unless you were on some forum for people with tiny penises?
No, they actually.
I would have thought they'd call him up to be a part of the
It was on-
survey.
They read about him in the magazine and they were like, we need him.
Oh,
Attention, men with little dicks.
Dear
This
world's
is
smallest
something you
penis
need to
man.
help with. Okay, you got a tiny dick. We're here to take a survey. We want to know how you get off successfully when you've only got enough room in there to use your sex from your son.
That would be the best prank call. You call people up and say that I'm actually calling from a survey company and we've been referred to you by a friend of yours. It's actually an ex-lover, and they've suggested that you may have the smallest penis in the world, and we'd like to get your feedback on our new app.
There you go.
Is that how you heard about it, Marcus?
no, it was through social media, so
Sure.
through Twitter
Who's-
actually.
Oh, okay. So you're following accounts that tweet about tiny penises.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Now, is that for your own enjoyment or so that you can relate to them?
No,
Not that
it's
Frank is judging, but he is.
no, it's to help me with that issue. So it's just to help know that I'm not alone out there in the world.
Well, the weird part of it is that, so yeah, with a dinky one, is a new dating site for not only men with smaller penises, but for women who prefer it that way. So There you go.
Yeah.
There are over 27,000 members, of which 27% are female, and 71% are male, and 2% are transgender.
Okay.
It does
Well,
seem
that's good to
weird that
see.
women would be specifically joining a website for men with tiny penises.
Well, some women might think, well, he's got a tiny penis. I've got an enlarged clit. I can dominate for once.
I guess.
Yeah, there's a chance.
I would love to know if we could interview a woman who joined this site, more so than the man. Like, I get it as a man. If you identify as that, then fine, go for it. But as a woman, what
Well,
motivates you to?
It depends what your preference is. So. Some people have different preferences.
I think it'd be more of a support group, just support women who care for their men, even though they got baby dicks.
Yeah, true.
Don't describe
Very
Marcus's penis like that. It's smaller.
Okay, 3-year-old dick.
Wait, 3-year-old is older than baby. How would that make any sense? You're saying that some people have their dicks get smaller as they age?
Well, I was trying to say,
imagine being born with like 10 inches, and then by the time you hit puberty, you're down to 1.
then I know what I'd do if I was in that case. I'd shoot myself.
Imagine like the Benjamin Button thing, except
Yeah,
only on your penis.
Oh my God.
You're born with a full-grown adult penis, and by the time you hit puberty, you have a baby penis.
And then it's lost amongst all that hair. You'll be like, it's in there. Are you sure? All I can see is a mass of hair. Well, feel around and see if you can find it. No, that's actually my outie navel. Okay, keep going down, left. That's it. So it doesn't turn to the left. Well, it's so goddamn small, it can't turn to the left or the right.
I still want to know what kind of woman joins this website. Like, at what point do you decide, well, I finally want to find my dream guy, a guy with a micro penis?
Probably
yeah, someone might want to do some scientific experiment on these blokes.
Yeah, I guess that could be the case of like to do it just to laugh. Like,
yeah,
like if you knew a woman had like I don't know, like a 1 centimeter wide vagina, or not wide, long vagina, I'd want to see that just to see what it's like.
it'd be almost like scissoring.
What the fuck would it have to do with scissoring? Unless you're talking about getting scissors and cutting it up yourself. Huh?
You haven't heard the act scissoring between two women?
Yeah, but what does that have to do with the size of the vagina?
Well, I was just saying the size of the dick compared to the size of the vagina.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that.
Well, Marcus, you're not alone. 1 in 10,000 people have a penis of 2.5 inches or smaller. So there's a category you fall in.
Good fight, son.
What?
Fight's a good fight. You're not alone.
Yeah, I know I'm not alone.
You know what I've always wanted to know? Is the man
The
that
meaning
has
of life?
I've known that for years. I mean, I'd like to know about those men with the tiny dicks who want to increase the size. How are they going to fit a penis enlarger over that little thing?
You don't. You got to use a strap on. Whoa. Sounds like we lost Frank.
Frank's gone.
Sounds like it.
Frank.
Well, we're going to have to leave him for now, and we'll
Right.
We'll
get back
continue
to him
without him.
another
I don't think he's I'm guessing his phone died because
Yeah, that would make sense.
all right, I have a good article to continue on with. So now that Frank's fucked off back to the US,
yes.
All right, so if you were to win the lottery, the Oz Lotteries have put out a list of 31 ways to spend $1 million. So the first
You can
one.
blow 'em-
What?
Yeah. You can blow $1 million in a second. That's not hard.
Yeah, well, I'm going to ask you for suggestions afterwards, but to begin with,
Yeah.
number one, fly your whole family in a private jet to a private villa in the Maldives.
That wouldn't even cost $1 million.
Yeah, but if you won $1 million, you don't have enough money to actually spend on that because that would cost a significant amount of your $1 million.
It wouldn't cost it. Well, what would it cost?
Well, what
Just
did
a
your
flight?
what did your last private jet villa trip to the Maldives cost? Tell us all.
No, I knew there was a scenario where a private flight for a massive group of people got chartered from like the Bahamas to Australia, and that cost about $1.2 million return.
Well, then $1 million, as I said, doesn't even cover it. You fucking said that you would be able to cover it.
No, well, it's not as far to fly from Australia to the Maldives.
Well, who gives a fuck? You're still spending a significant amount of
Yeah,
it.
it
If you
probably
have
costs
$1
about
million,
500 or
you
600
cannot
thousand.
afford this.
Correct, yes.
You need to have like 10 plus million for that. All right, number two. Above all, pay off your mortgage, your parents, and your sisters. Again, this is dodgy as fuck. Yes, you should pay your own mortgage off, but with $1 million, you probably cannot afford to pay your parents and your sisters.
You're probably paying your own mortgage off, and that's it.
Yeah.
You're not paying much more other than that. You're paying your own mortgage, depending on how much it is, and you're leaving yourself a spare few $100,000.
The next one says perhaps install solar panels in yours and 141 other homes.
Well, that's
Fuck
probably
off.
not the best. That's probably not the best.
Unless I'm earning the money from their solar panels, they can fuck off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you're earning the money from their solar panels, it's actually a good investment.
Yes, it is. I do agree with that.
Build an Olympic-sized swimming pool in your backyard. Well, firstly, you would need a backyard big enough to fucking do that.
So you'd already blow them. You wouldn't even have the $1 million. Wouldn't actually be enough to buy the property in
Next
certain
door,
places.
knock it over, then insert some shitty swimming pool.
Buying next door wouldn't be enough.
Step it up and install a cinema. Goldman offer a luxurious home theater for $1 million. Oh. Frank?
Frank.
You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, good.
Sorry about that. My cellular phone decided to lose its battery power on me.
AKA, you got too horny talking about Marcus's micro penis and had to jack off.
No, actually, my wife got too horny and she had to start fingering herself hearing about all this. She needed something to vibrate.
You still there? Sounds like you left again.
Oh, sorry. I was in the middle of eating some breakfast.
Okay, well, that also got me thinking, if you have a micro penis that's like, I don't know, a centimeter long, when you come, wouldn't you be able to like drown your own penis? Like, wouldn't the cum be more than the size of your penis?
Probably.
Marcus, from your experience?
Yeah, it kind of does.
Okay.
I'm not going to deny that.
Well, Frank, we're in the middle of talking about 31 ways to spend $1 million if you win the lottery.
31 ways. If you won $1 million in the lottery.
Yes.
Go on.
Why not start hiring your own private jet for a round-the-world trip?
Well, that feels like...
I don't know what you just said, but that's not enough money to afford to do it.
No, it's not. You could not get around the world $1 million with a private jet. That is for sure.
Maybe stop on a private island in Fiji and get Gordon Ramsay to cook for you and 5 friends for a week. I don't think you would be able to you'd be able to afford that again with it.
That's realistic.
What, you're gonna pay like $500,000 for the trip, I guess, and then 500 grand for him for the week.
I don't know.
And
If
then
you
you've
wanted to,
blown
you
your entire lottery winnings on this stupid thing for 1 week.
well, that's what some people like to do. So
Stay for 6 weeks at the Burj Al Arab in Dubai.
yes,
It's 24,000 per night plus $850 for room service.
My God.
yeah,
Imagine doing that if you won this $1 million, like, and then imagine day one of coming back.
that would
How
suck.
fucking depressed you would be.
That would suck. Genuinely.
Yeah, next thing you know, the whole flight, all you hear is you fucking donkey.
Yeah. God, you wouldn't want to sit next to your wife for that return flight.
No. You probably wouldn't want your wife. You probably wouldn't want your wife there.
Yeah,
with
I
you in
mean,
the
as if you
hotel.
wouldn't budget a little bit for hookers.
Like if you're gonna spend,
You're
let's
going
be
to
honest,
spend 24 grand a night on a hotel room. You could at least spend a couple $100 on a hooker.
you're gonna want
There you go.
you're gonna want some enjoyable company in a place like that. So
But as we all know, Marcus will have a hard time penetrating, because of his tiny dick.
I wonder if you get a discount.
No,
Marcus?
I doubt it.
Marcus, when you go to Gotham City, do they give you a discount for your tiny penis?
no, they actually charge me double because it's twice as much work.
Actually, it's more expensive with him.
That's what
That's
he
what I
just said.
As I said, they got to do twice as much work. So that's why they charge double.
All right, if you won $1 million, what would you spend it on right now?
I would be going to a private island to chill the fuck out. Somewhere in the sun with a slab with some beers to lie in the sun and relax for the next 6 months. That's about it.
Sounds like a fucking terrible waste of the money.
Well,
Frank,
Yes.
if you won $1 million, what would you do with it right now?
Well, I donated at least $100,000 to Joe Biden's campaign.
Why?
that
to
seems
help
like a
him
real
get that
waste of money.
dumbass out of the White House for starters.
Yes, continue. The other
And
900,000.
What would I do with that? I would buy probably about 10 of the best quality hookers I can find, and we just go crazy for a good month.
At least we know. At least we know you're going to have a good time.
You get to fuck the country and yourself.
Yeah, quite literally.
Well, he's already fucked with Trump in the office, isn't he? Aren't we?
I don't know. You broke up too much to even hear what you said. Repeat that.
I said, well, the country's already fucked with Trump in office, isn't it?
I just said the direct opposite of that.
Well,
Greg Abbott's my homie. I'd vote for Greg Abbott over you any day of the week.
well, that's your decision, son.
It is.
Anyway, sorry to cut this short, but Mother Nature is calling me.
Too horny from the pin dick jokes. I feel like he's got offended because I'm pro Greg Abbott now.
Well, would you rather me keep on talking or piss my pants?
Both. Why can't I have both?
Make you horny, wouldn't it?
It would.
Converted Australian crazy motherfucker.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Well, good luck in your election campaign. I hope you lose, as I said. So
Well, kiss my ass and suck the balls, son.
I will with Marcus's pin dick.
Rightio. Well, boys, I would say it was a pleasure talking to you, but I wasn't playing with my dick at the time of the conversation. So
I was.
I know you were.
Thank you.
My ass has already been
Yeah.
on camera anyway, so I've enjoyed it. So
Take care, Godspeed, and we may talk again soon.
Hopefully
see you,
not.
Frank.
Good luck to Greg Abbott.
Say well.
Greg Abbott.
Sorry? Yeah, kiss my ass. All right. I'll check you later.
All right, we'll continue with our list of things that you could do.
Right. Yes.
You could build
Fucking
76
Frank.
schools in Cambodia. That's no fun.
You want to have a bit more fun spending your cash. You want to do something for yourself.
Yeah, charity and whatever is boring. You could buy a 4-bed villa on Hamilton Island for $950,000,
Yeah.
or a
It's not a bad
1-bedroom
idea.
apartment in Sydney CBD.
You wouldn't even be able to afford anything in certain cities around the world. So for $1 million. Is this? I'm assuming this is $1 million in Australia.
One of them, I don't even know. You can buy
Doesn't
a
even say.
submarine.
Submarine?
Yes.
I mean, that just seems like completely
You can
pointless.
buy a Beats by Dre special edition 114 carats of diamond headphones.
Really? Why
You
the
can buy
fuck would you
a
do
Mac
that?
Daddy's fishing bait made of 3 pounds of gold and platinum encrusted 100 carats of diamonds and rubies.
Again, why the fuck would you want some of this stuff? Just makes
Because you love fishing and you don't want to catch fish with anything less than pure gold. Who the fuck would buy gold fishing bait?
gold fishing bait? I mean, that is the literal definition of actually throwing money down the toilet.
You can buy 20 bottles of Dom Perignon Rose Gold at $49,000 a bottle.
Fair enough. I think you'd probably have one, and then you'd probably want to spray the rest of it. So
I don't think you would. Do you know how pissed off you would be if you sprayed fucking $49,000
of Dom Perignon champagne? I don't know. If you got $1 million, you may not care. So
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could hire, according to this, Jay-Z to play at your party once, or hire Kanye West and Lionel Richie.
I reckon I'd take Kanye and Lionel Richie instead.
Really?
I don't know. You prefer better to take two than one, because if one of them's no good, then you at least got the other one who's hopefully half all right.
Yeah. Well, I guess. Well, let's change gears a little bit and go to the following article from Goat, entitled "Was Jail Time Worth Breaking Quarantine to Hook Up with Your Girlfriend, Mate?" Perth man has been jailed after ditching quarantine to see his girlfriend. He repeatedly snuck out from his 14 days after traveling to Perth from Victoria. He snuck out and used public transport to leave the premises. That he even wedged open a fire exit door at the hotel so he could come and go unnoticed.
Really?
He got fined $2,000, sentenced over 6 months in prison. But he only has to serve 1 month behind bars because of whatever suspended sentences. Yeah. So that brings up the question: how much time is it worth going to jail for to have sex with your partner?
It's not
At all.
No. It ain't.
Like, what if it was like an hour?
Because if you ended up getting screwed in the ass by someone in prison, then that just makes
You
what
get
happened on the
bonus.
outside not
Double.
worth those. Look, if you're on double time, then by all means, yes. But no, not for me.
Then another woman has spent a night behind bars and been fined $2K for breaching the coronavirus at a Queensland hotel. And at this point, I'm going to ask you, why do you think she did that? Why do you think she left the hotel?
She left the hotel. Why? Why would she leave the hotel? Because surely she wanted to go and get off with someone. That's the only
No.
reason.
No.
Why? Tell me then.
Because there were no fresh towels sent to her room.
Wow. So did she actually go to the shops and try and buy towels?
Yeah, towels. She
So
went.
that's why.
Huh?
So she went to the shops to get fresh towels.
Yep. Because they weren't replacing her towels every day.
They weren't replacing the towels every day. You know, she could have just requested a new one and just have the stockpile all line up, and then really you break quarantine to go and get towels. Like,
Well, yes.
it just makes
Sometimes fresh towels are important. Okay, you can't use the same towel
quite
2 days in
clearly,
a row.
yes. Yeah, quite clearly to some people it is. So,
How much do you think Australians have saved during lockdown just on pokies per day?
oh, per person?
Yeah, no, in total, not per person.
Oh, in total. Oh, it'd be like, how many days are we in now?
I've got no. It's per day, not in total.
Oh, per day. It'd be like $200 million at least.
A day.
Per day, yes.
Well, you're way fucking over, and you make
Okay.
what seems like an astronomical number seem like nothing now compared to your 200 million.
Well, how
Australians
much
have
is it?
saved $38 million a day on pokies.
38 million.
Yes.
I thought it'd be a bit more than that, considering this is a country that loves to gamble. So,
Still, that's $38 million a day.
yeah, it is a lot. So,
Given that most people don't go to the pokies every day, the fact that some people are holding their up their end of the bargain.
Yeah.
How many people in Australia do you reckon go to the pokies every day?
I don't know.
All right. If it's like
I reckon
500,000, that means that it's like each person loses $76 per day on pokies.
Like that, maybe 2% of the country or something. So what's that? Yeah. 25.
Still a fuckload of people.
Yeah, it'd be a couple of 100 or 200,000, somewhere between say 50 and 200,000 people probably. So,
I guess.
that's what I reckon. Anyway.
Visiting Bunnings is open during this, but the local tip can't be in some places.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware of that because I've got the biggest pile of shit literally in my front yard that I can't get rid of at the moment because the tip.
Because you didn't bother to use the toilet.
Basically, yes. That too. So, yes.
That's nuts that you can't do that.
Yes, I have a ginormous pile of crap in my front yard and I can't get rid of it at the moment. So,
joy to the world.
Absolutely shit, but anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah, a number of people got fined for taking stuff to the tip.
Yeah.
A guy, so it's also being revealed a man was fined after taking a helicopter out for a joy flight, reportedly to an island for a picnic lunch twice.
I mean, that's essential as far as I'm concerned. You're going on exercise.
Not only is it, well, who cares about whether it's essential or not, but he's isolating himself. Like, it's way more isolated to go fly to some random island than to stay at home.
Stay in a large city. So,
yes, well,
Yeah, he's
Oh.
literally isolating himself.
The
Anyway.
virus is obviously affecting a lot of people out there, and sneeze fetishists have some thoughts about that.
Oh yeah. What are their thoughts?
So this comes from Vice. With coronavirus all over the news, people who are turned on by sneezing have conflicted feelings on the situation.
Oh yeah. What are those feelings?
The best corona posting is currently happening on the sneeze fetish forums. A few choice posts from sneezefetishforums.com. Here we go. I think the whole thing is ridiculously sensationalized and overblown, and none of my fetish related habits or activities will change at all because of it.
So he's okay with getting sick and dying just because of his fetish,
Yes.
potentially.
The increased levels of sneeze talk and news stories with sneezing women as the header image is quite nice.
So some people are actually getting off on this shit, basically.
It said user Shining Light posted who is possibly jerking off to this article right now. Hello.
Wow.
There's a direct quote.
Well, everyone's got their own thing,
The article
Get
goes
some
on to
off,
say, and I quote, before going any further, I should explain that sneeze kinksters absolutely exist and are valid, just like fart porn enthusiasts like Marcus and people
Thank
who
you.
get off on becoming blueberries.
Right.
This is not to yuck anyone's yum. This is just to say that people's yum is seeing someone launch a spray of involuntary booger projectiles from their face, and that's okay.
Yeah, everyone's got their own thing they like, so.
Before going any further, I should explain that sneeze kinksters absolutely. Oh wait, hang on. I just re-remind myself. Some people enjoy the fantasy of infection and virus transmission. Others just like the idea of involuntary sudden reaction after some buildup. And then it says in brackets, it's also worth noting sexually induced sneezing is a thing.
So some people like seeing it all come out. Doesn't matter where it comes from.
Some people get hard from people sneezing.
Yeah, okay. Good on you, buddy.
It then says that I asked cam model Amara, who has experience creating sneeze clips, what she makes of this whole thing. Personally, I find it to be a really fun and innocent fetish as far as fetishes go. For some, it's about the loss of control while sneezing, often related to pee fetishists. But for others, it's the faces, sounds, or even sometimes an infatuation with snot. I find sneezing to be extremely satisfying feeling, so finding the sneeze fetishists was a blessing, as it's now my top selling category, making 43% of my career-long video earnings, despite only making my first sneeze video a few years ago. Well, there you go. If you're into making porn, get into some sneeze fetish porn and you'll be making easy money.
Into some fetish stuff, basically, because people will...
Weird and obscure sneeze fetishes.
Doesn't matter. I'm sure there's some other fetishes that people will pay for. So,
well, the article ends with a great note. Another thread asks some very existential questions. In the fight between the fetish and being infected, what do you choose?
Oh, yeah.
Most people who replied said this question is absurd and they would never risk spreading a pandemic for boner fodder, which is cool.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like if you're really, truly addicted to it, you should be down
You're not going to care. Yeah. They're going to want to spread it.
Get a good sneeze on so you can get the pandemic and you can get hard from sneezes.
There's plenty of ways. There's plenty of ways for people to get off in this day and age.
Yes, there are. Unfortunately, I don't know who the fuck would get turned on by someone sneezing.
I don't know, but clearly it exists out there. And,
that means that if you're in public sometime and you sneeze, There could be a person across from you who just got hard or sexually aroused because of the fact that you just sneezed.
Absolutely, there could be. That is absolutely a possibility.
Well,
There is definitely a possibility.
well, let's end on a happy note. So let's go to the final article here. This
Yes.
is from CNN. Japanese store puts a curse on its toilet rolls to prevent thefts. So basically, people were stealing it. So, and to quote the thing here, as people were stealing toilet paper, I wanted this to shock them and think that they might get hexed. People can be quite superstitious in Japan. But the crazy thing is the guy says, I did it as a joke, but it seems to have worked.
Yeah, it probably would. There are some cultures are very superstitious about certain things. So
So this woman who
Yeah.
works in a convenience store noticed people stealing between 3 to 5 rolls of toilet paper each day. She sketched an image that shows 3 eyes and several kanji characters and stuck it up in front of the toilet rolls.
yeah, I suppose.
Kanji below imply that if someone takes the toilet paper from the store, a hungry monster will hunt them down and gobble them up.
I suppose anything will work these days.
And since they did that, no one has stolen the toilet paper since.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, really.
What if you took this to another level and let's say that you were insecure about your relationship and worried that someone might steal your girlfriend? So you draw kanji and whatever eyes on your girlfriend to stop people from stealing them.
Well, that could work in Japan, absolutely.
Well, there you go. That's a solution to anyone who's insecure in their relationship. Draw on your partner's face, and then people
Kanji.
won't steal them.
Yep, there you go. Easy done. It's sorted. Right, on that note, I think we should end.
Yes. After
Until
giving out
next
this
time.
valid relationship advice.
Exactly. You know it out there, everybody.
Yes.
Draw a 3-eye kanji, and that'll help you with your relationships.
If only Frank had done that, he would have won an election
Yes, he would have won an election, definitely.
and got an
So,
erection.
I don't know about the erection, to be honest. So.
Wow, we would never know from the size of it.
Yeah, that's true. This is very true. Right, I think that calls an end for it.
Bon voyage.
I can't actually see. Bon voyage.